If you're a DJ looking to live stream your sets and you're looking for a really simple way to do it without any of the fuss of laptops and USB cameras and using software and so on, you just want to go live and you just want to get your set onto the internet at the touch of a button, this might be the solution for you. It's called the NearStream VM33 camera. It's the camera I'm holding here, but also importantly, it's the app that I've got loaded on my phone here. Together, they let you go live without any of the fuss of using the most common way of going live as a DJ, which is to use a laptop or often a second laptop if you're already using one for your computer, for your DJ gear, and then software, cameras plugged into it, microphones having to be sorted out and so on. This could be the solution for you if you just want a simple way forward, because it's under $400 and that's all you need. So let's take a look at whether it is right for you with our review from the point of view of DJs of the NearStream VM33. So let's take a closer look at the hardware then. All you get in the box is this and a charging lead. And as you can see, it's quite simple. There's no screens, there's nothing like that on it. However, there are a few things here to explain. This is a microphone array. There's 8 arrayed microphones there. Not that we're going to use that. There's a better way of getting audio in, of course, as a DJ. At the front here, we have the lens, which has got a 10 times zoom, which is pretty cool. This light comes on to tell you various things like when you're live. On the bottom of it, there's a mount so that you can put this onto a standard tripod. And then around the back, the on-off button, which is going to tell you the battery when you hold it in, or it's going to turn on and find the app when you keep it held in. It's also got a audio in. I'm going to come back to that. Reset, a USB-C, which can be used for charging, and power also can be used to connect it to a computer to use as a webcam, and a micro SD if you want to record directly onto the unit. The app though is at the heart of this because there's no way of doing anything more than turn it on from there. So unless you just want to use it as a USB cam, then you're going to need to use the app. And so this is what the app looks like. The most crucial thing to understand from the off is what the app's actually doing. It's controlling the camera, but the camera can connect via your Wi-Fi network directly to the internet. So the camera's connection to the internet is where the broadcasting is happening from. It's not happening from your phone unless you connect directly to the phone, because there's no Wi-Fi network, in which case it can use your phone's cellular to go live. But as it is, if you're on a Wi-Fi network, you can use that Wi-Fi to go live, and this then becomes just a control device for the camera. The 2 buttons at the top let you record or go live. At the bottom, we've got the camera, we've got graphics that I'll talk to you a bit more about in a minute. We've got a basic audio mixer, you can see that coming in there. And then this plus button here lets you go to various extra settings when you want to dig deeper into what the app does. In the individual cameras then, if we go back to this view here, if I have more than one camera connected, they would show here. You can have up to 3. I think for DJ use, the sweet spot is just 1 because of the ease of getting live, which we'll get on to talking about. With the cameras then, you tap on the camera you want, and then this is the one that's live at the top here. I'll tap on the 3 dots here though, and we have various adjustments for the camera. So for instance, I can adjust the image, and there's quite a lot you can do here. The most impressive thing for me is the zoom. Now the zoom will go up to 10 times, and the 10 times zoom is completely optical, and that means you're not losing any resolution at all. After 10 times it becomes digital and you start to get degrading. This is something that rival cameras just simply don't have. Now you've also got autofocus, auto exposure, auto white balance. HDR will improve the picture. You've also got anti-flicker depending upon what part of the world you're in, and various other controls like brightness, mirror and flip and so on in that part of the settings. Also down here in the settings for the camera, you've got audio. So here you can select whether you use the built-in microphone array, or if you plug in a 3.5mm line in, that will be available here as well. And that's crucial because that's the way you get good audio into this camera in order to set up for DJing. There's other bits and pieces on the app there. You can set the latency. If you've got a slow network, you can set director mode, where if you've got more than one camera, it'll kind of switch through the cameras. You can have bugs and you can have lower thirds and all that kind of thing. You can even have background music because it's got royalty-free background music built in. But hey, why would a DJ want to do that? We're here to DJ, aren't we? And you can also have filters like you get on your camera, like vibrant and black and white and so on, which are a little bit unsubtle, but they're good to play with. I think though, the one thing I want to say at this point is that I do feel that from a DJ point of view, the beauty about using one of these cameras or a solution like this is that it's set and forget. You set it up, you plug in your audio, and the audio gets plugged into the back of the camera, to that socket I showed you directly from your DJ unit, and you hit go live, and that's it. And so we thought we'd test that. So a little bit earlier, I set the camera up on the mount that this camera I'm talking to you now is currently on. We replaced our broadcast camera with this one, and we plugged the audio in, and I clicked go live, and I went live, although I didn't actually go live on our channels. We just recorded the stream privately so you could see what it was like. Let's see how I got on. Okay, so you've heard the audio quality. You're now looking at the camera, which is the setup I just described, and we're live. This is a recording of a live stream that I sent up into the internet, and so you're watching what your audience would see were you live streaming to a platform. So the audio quality, you've heard the music quality. This is my own microphone plugged into the DJ unit, so the quality of the voice is going to depend partly upon the microphone you plug in. This is just a standard Shure SM58, and of course the circuitry within the unit you're using. The Numark NearStream Pro I'm using is quite cheap, but it's okay, it sounds all right. But let's have another listen to the music.
Lifting me higher, higher. You elevate me, you elevate me, you elevate me. Keep on lifting me higher.
So the picture and the music quality I think's okay. I think in a situation where you're live streaming, it's going to be acceptable. I think it's 128 kilobits per second that it's kind of like tied to, which is a little bit disappointing, of course, if you want to keep recordings and so on. So you need to look at this picture and you need to listen to that audio and say, would that be good enough for me on a live stream on a $400 camera with all the conveniences that this camera gives you? It's clearly not going to look and sound as good as the professional gear that costs, you know, a 5-figure sum in this studio. So you make your own mind up on that. We'll just play a little bit more music and then we'll go back to the studio, so to speak.
Me up. Your love keeps lifting me higher. Your love keeps lifting me up.
So I want to be clear about what's happening here. We have a DJ controller. I've plugged from one of the outputs on the back of the DJ controller into the camera, and I've plugged my microphone, any old microphone, into the DJ controller, so I'm talking as if I was just doing it at a gig or something. And that's it. With the little app, you can go live from the app, and it's all happening. It couldn't be simpler. Now, you might be forgiven for thinking, have I seen something like this before? And if you are thinking that, then you have, because there's a camera we've reviewed called the Mevo that's very similar to this one. Same kind of app, same kind of idea. The Mevo is smaller. It has a lower battery life. It has none of the zoom of the NearStream. A slightly better app, I would say. But there's one disadvantage with this, that if you're using a single one compared to a single Mevo Start, at least the last time I used that solution, in that this one here, if you move away from the app, will cut off the live stream. You have to keep the app open. Whereas on the Mevo Start with just one camera, you could last time I tested it, move away from the live stream and it would just keep going, which means you could use the same phone for taking your, for reading out what people are saying on your live stream or taking messages from people and stuff like that. So you really do need a dedicated device for the NearStream. Right, so whether you go for this kind of solution or not, again, depends upon whether you want simplicity. As soon as you start moving up to multi-camera, honestly, I think you're better off with a laptop and doing it that way with software because it's more flexible. If you want to learn about how to multi-stream with cameras up to the kind of big setup we've got in the studio here, and you want to learn from us, we have a course called DJ Live Streaming Made Easy, which you might want to go and check out on our website. But meanwhile, this has been our look at the intriguing and fun little NearStream VM33 camera. If you've enjoyed this, please do subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, join Digital DJ Tips. It's free, there's a link underneath, and it's your first step on a path to learning to be a better DJ. Until next time, get good, get out there, and make the moments.